I'm here with Bob Bishop from PETA, Bishop, Del Giorno, and Giblin. Did I say that right?
Almost. Close enough.
Okay.
Vinny Pitta, Bishop, Del Giorno, and Giblin.
Okay, and you and also along with Google are the underwriters of this event. Thank you so much.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here.
And you have been here as a lobbyist for decades in Albany. What are you going to be looking for at the State of the State address tomorrow?
I'm looking for how we address the overall economy of the state, and we have a little bit more money, and we have a state that's in a very fragile position. So there are going to be different philosophical positions laid out by different parties. The governor is going to give us his vision. He's tipped his hand with a tax incentive program. We have a new mayor. The city of New York has a slightly different vision, and we'll have various other groups around. Across the state, we've got such a variance in the conditions that people are living in that we have to address. We need good paying jobs across the state, and it's a question of how we get there.
I mean, are we at a fundamental impasse because of conflicting interests? I mean, Governor Cuomo has made it very clear that one of his top priorities is going to be a tax cut this session, and at the same time, like Mayor de Blasio wants to have a hefty sum for universal pre-K, and there are a whole host of powerful interests that are going to be pushing for increase in spending, and as Mayor de Blasio, is an increase in taxes.
When you consider the governmental leadership that we currently enjoy, the governor, the majority leader, the speaker, and the mayor of the city of New York, and many of the other elected officials throughout the state, including the legislature, there's no way that we're at impasse. We're not like some other governmental entities. We're not going to have impasse. There's going to be an adult-like resolution of the differences, and we'll move forward. I'm sure there'll be a budget on time, and it'll be in a manner that the most people think helps the state of New York's overall economic condition.
And what are the areas or the business sectors that you think that people should really be looking at in New York State right now?
Well, obviously, we've been making ourselves a very welcoming home for high-tech industries throughout the state, and we've got the infrastructure from Long Island through the western ports of the states to welcome new high-tech industry, and that's going to have to be our bread and butter. But we also have to pay attention to our long-term industries like the securities industry, and the securities industry is a smaller portion in New York State than it's ever been. So if you're talking about the securities industry is 100%, only 25% is left in the state of New York, and that's been a driving part of the economy. But all of this means it comes down to the fact that we've got to be producing high-quality jobs which produce decent revenue, people that can have good wages and good working conditions.
And Bob, so many of our viewers at home are people who are in politics and do this for a business, and with your rich career of experience as an advocate, particularly for perhaps some of the younger people who are getting involved in lobbying and pushing for issues, what would you say is your advice how best to navigate Albany?
Well, first and foremost is tell the truth. You only have one opportunity to make your reputation, and every day you face an opportunity, hundreds of opportunities to lose your reputation. This is still a town where your handshake is your bond.
Bob Bishop, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for being our co-sponsor this evening.
Thank you very much, Morgan.